Well, hi, and welcome again to Wingman Wisdom. I am the RV Wingman, and today I'm going to talk to you about two stories. The first one is going to be a recent RV nightmare story that I received a phone call from this couple, actually a couple of voicemails from them, and I don't know how this is going to turn out. This is not an RV lemon law case, I don't think, but it is certainly pretty strange. I'm no lawyer, but I'm going to run the facts past you, and I want to know what you think about it. And I'm going to tell you sort of a story about, I don't know, like we'd be sitting around a campfire, the virtual campfire, talking about life in general and some observations. So welcome again to Wingman Wisdom, everybody. If you have a comment, if you have a suggestion, I welcome them all. I welcome your voicemails, and you can contact me personally by clicking on the word more in the description below. It will open up, and that way you can get my personal email address, and then we can communicate that way if you don't want to do it in public, down in the comments below. All right, so I received a voicemail the other day and came in late at night, and then the next morning I got a follow-up voicemail, and I'm going to describe the situation, and I want to get your input. I'm not going to name the names. I'm not going to name the dealer, but I am going to give you the high points, if you will, to see what you think, see if you agree with me. All right, we have an old couple. They're in their 80s. They are seasoned RVers. They own a Class C motor coach, all right? And they come down to Texas to become winter Texans to escape the cold weather. And they wanted to drop their RV off for a little bit to get their toilet fixed. It had a leak in it. And so they come down, they go to the dealer, and it's a big, well-known dealer. And they go into the dealer, and they fall in love with this other coach. And, I mean, it's a nice one. It's a diesel pusher, Tiffin, big old coach, and they love it. They call their credit union. They get the money wired down. They said, you know what? We're going to buy this thing. And they said, well, it's going to take us a few days to do the make ready on it, but let's go ahead and when your check comes, come back in. We'll sign the paperwork, and then you guys go on your scheduled camping trip if you can live with the leaky toilet a little bit, and come back and we'll do the transfer and everything. Your new motor coach was used, but it was new to them. Motor coach would be ready to pick up. So that's what happened. They got the money. They went on a camping trip. The dealer goes and preps the coach. They signed all the paperwork. They came back in, signed all the paperwork, and they said, well, let's go and walk through the coach. And they took him out to the coach, and I'm going to show you what the concern is. And they go out to the coach, and here is the coach right here. I want you to tell me, what color is this coach? If you had to describe it, don't describe every single detail, but generally speaking, what color would you say that is? This is not a trick question. I just want to know, what color would you say that coach is, or what dominant colors would you say that coach is? And the people said, no, well, that's not our coach. And they said, oh, yes, it is. That's the one you bought. I said, no, that's not the one we bought. The one we bought was blue. And they said, well, no, this one is the one you bought, and you signed the documents already. And they said, but what happened to the blue one? The blue one was what we wanted. Now, these people are in their 80s, okay? I'm not saying that they have dementia at all, but from talking to them, they felt, I think, like they were bullied by this dealer. The dealer said, no, look at the contract. The serial number that you signed on the contract is the same serial number on that RV, the one that we were just looking at, and that is your RV. Well, where's the blue one? Well, we sold it. And the blue one they wanted to buy is now gone. And the one that they didn't want is now theirs. And they've got the documentation to prove it. Now, going back to what color is this RV? What color did you say it was? And do you think that because they came back in after a camping trip, here's your money, they signed everything over, they signed the title to their Class C over to the dealer, everything was done, and here's your new RV, except it's not their RV. Who's right? Who's wrong? Well, if the serial number matches, I'm thinking if the serial number matches, I'm sorry, the people are stuck. That's the way I see it. And they said, no, but that's not the way it was. And I said, well, tell me the way it was. They said, well, can I send you the paperwork? Well, absolutely. Remember, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a guy that cares about people, and I don't want to see people getting ripped off. So let's take a look at their paperwork without revealing the dealer. This is part of the purchase agreement. The serial number you see over here on the left-hand side says Allegro Red. That's rear engine diesel. But look at what the color says. Color. Color is blue. And this is the buyer tag. Look here, the major color is blue. Huh? And the minor color is nothing. Well, wait a second. That's not the way it is. This isn't a blue coach, is it? It may have blue on it, but I wouldn't describe it as blue. Would you describe it as blue? So who is right? The old people in their 80s that come back and they just look and do blue, yep, sign. I mean, there's no way they would get ripped off, right? Or is the dealer right and they just made a typo mistake on the word blue on the color? Or was it where they were being swindled? I don't know. I don't think this is a lemon law case. I think this is something about fraud and misunderstanding. I just wonder what you think. Again, I have not named the dealer. I'm not going to name the dealer. But what would you do if you were the old couple? What would you do if you were the dealer? What do you think the proper, the proper action step is for these people that ended up buying an RV that's $200,000, more than that they didn't really want? What should happen? These people aren't wealthy. What do you think the resolution should be? Give me your thoughts. Post them down below. All right. Here's the thing I want to talk with you about. I see, and I do a lot of reading, and I see things that I don't want to see. I see things that to me, they're so obvious, and to others, it's like, I wonder why this and that. And I'm thinking, well, have you ever thought about these scenarios? Saw a story, and I'm going to bring it up. It takes about 10 minutes to read. I'm not going to read you 10 minutes of a story, but it's talking about, it says, why aren't teenagers driving anymore? Why aren't they driving? And goes down, it's like I said, 10-minute story to read. Driving a car was once a widely coveted rite of passage, but a rising number of kids no longer see it that way. 60% of Americans 18 years old had a driver's license in 2021, down from 80% in 1983, according to the Federal Highway Administration. In that same period, the number of 16-year-olds with licenses dropped from 46 to 25%. Today's driving age teens are navigating a very different world filled with new complexities and anxieties. That's shocking to me. But when I think about it, it's like, you know what? I don't see very many young people, 16, 17 years old, driving anymore. How old were you when you learned to drive? Did you want to learn how to drive? I couldn't wait. This article continues. It says the allure of independent mobility might be dimmed by the digital connectivity that didn't exist when previous generations came of age. I think they're talking about you and me. Teens can summon an Uber or a Lyft with a tap of a finger. It's like, remember I Dream of Jeannie? I want an Uber. Doink! And there it shows up. It says parents can monitor a child's every move through an app. Phones are at once a potential distraction behind the wheel, and also why teens might feel less motivated to drive in the first place. When hangouts can happen at any time online, there's less urgency to meet up with friends in person. When I grew up, everybody, and I think literally everybody, 99% of people that were my age when they were 15, 16, I want to get a driver's license. I want to drive. I want to go and experience the world. I wanted to get out. I wanted to go meet my friends and go and do things. And it's not that way anymore. Young people, I know a lot of them, a lot of parents and grandparents that have kids and grandkids are, I don't care. I don't care about driving. Why is that? Isn't there something special about learning to drive? Yeah, it's scary in the beginning. It is. But guess what? To me, that is a part of life. I want to hear your thoughts. I'm going to read a little bit more of this. But what is going on? Why aren't kids driving? I mean, what's the future look like? They just want to push a button and get everything? I kind of think so. The article continues. It says, this lady is a clinical mental health counselor. Joanna Van Staden works with kids and teens, particularly attuned to the ways that a child's mental health might intersect with their reluctance to drive. In the past few years, she's noticed a significant increase in the number of baffled parents who talk to her about this. Quote, the parents keep coming in and saying, I don't get it. They don't want to sign up for driving school. Are they lazy? What's going on? She says. When Von Staden asks the teens why they're feeling disinterested, they often shrug their shoulders and go, I don't know. Sometimes they tell her they don't need to drive. They have friends who can drive, or they can use a rideshare app, or their parents will give them a lift. That's pretty weird to me. I know I'm an old guy. Now, most of the people that are going to watch this video are old people like me, or you're going to be soon an old people like me. And I just don't understand this. But then again, I'm going like, wait a minute. Stop thinking like an old guy, Alan, and start thinking like a young person. Start thinking like somebody that's 12, 13, 15, 17. They have grown up, as I call them, with these damn things, with these screens that answer their every wish, every one. They don't have to think. They don't have to work. They don't have to figure out how to navigate things. They can, boop, boop, boop. What's the answer? Doink. I want to go this place. Doink. They don't even have to think. I believe, my personal opinion is that we have taken that away and we are robbing our children and grandchildren of the opportunity to learn and experience. A challenge is an opportunity. And if we don't give kids challenges, what are they going to be like when they get old if they can't think of anything? This continues. It says, but when she probes a bit deeper, she says different answers emerge. The disinterest is really stemming from a level of anxiety, specifically around getting older. Oh my gosh, they're going to get older. Oh, well, if we have raised a bunch of sissies who are afraid to go out in the world and take on their challenges, I'm not talking about stupid stuff. I'm talking about normal stuff that life is going to throw at them. If we are making them so anxious about driving, how are they going to fend in their lives? Seriously, life is hard. It's presented with nothing but challenges. And as soon as you make a plan, everything tries to get in the way of that plan. I believe that, as I said, challenges present opportunities. And too many children today have been given no opportunity. The opportunity to sit back and be lazy. And when the parents go, I don't understand, we have enabled them, all of us. Now, some of you have not done that. But generally speaking, as a culture, Americans have enabled their children and grandchildren. And that's the way the government and big tech wants it. They don't want you thinking. They don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to have an opinion and voice it unless it's their opinion. You're reading the narrative. They don't want you to be strong. I believe that kids need to learn to drive. Stupid me, even if they don't have a car. It's good for helping them grow up. Why do you think kids aren't driving? Do you think that in the future more kids are going to be driving than they are now? I don't. I think that there are going to be literally that we are raising a population that has become so addicted to technology and so unable to independently think on their own that they're going to be controlled just like a puppet master on a string. They just pull the strings and there the puppets are below doing everything that they are told to do. Believe everything they're told to believe. I think it's best, personally, as the RV wingman, to question everything, question everybody, question every motive, question what is the incentive for somebody to get me to change their mind? What are they trying to influence me on? That's just what I think. I think that kids need to learn how to drive even if they don't have a car. Kids need to learn how to grow up. I couldn't wait. Now, did I want to learn how to change a flat tire? No, I wanted to learn how to drive. But my dad wouldn't let me drive until I knew how to change a flat tire. He'd go out in the front yard and on the curb and he'd let the air out of a tire and go, okay, son, change the tire. I'm like, oh, he showed me how to do it. I learned how to do it. And you know what? Yeah, I got dirty. Took me a little bit longer than it does today, but I learned how to do it. So when it happened on the road, I could do it instead of going, help. We didn't have these things growing up. And in a sense, I think it's a good thing that you and I and older people before these cell phones took over our lives, that we had to critically think on our own. There's a saying in Africa, the weak ones die in Africa, and they do. If you don't think ahead, if you don't plan, if you don't work, if you are given everything, and that's what's happened. You people that think I get too political, I say this is like sitting around a virtual campfire, and I don't have all the answers, and I hope you don't hate me for having my opinion. But when you reward bad behavior, when you reward being lazy, what do you expect people to do? More people are going to be lazier. They're going to do more bad things. I mean, it's not a hard concept. So why do we have to go to experts? And I don't believe the experts anyway. I want to believe them. Look at the environmental spills. Look at the economic situation we're in. Look at the experts on Wall Street. All those people are wrong. They're all wrong, but they're experts and we're supposed to believe them. I suggest that we question everything. This loops back to the old couple in their 80s that bought the wrong RV and now they are stuck with it. What do you think? Let me know. Drop a comment here. If you like Wingman Wisdom, I know that this channel will never be a great big YouTube channel. I don't want it to be. The purpose of Wingman Wisdom is to help you to think, not necessarily think like me, but to be a little bit uncomfortable, like you were when you learned to drive. It's a little scary. Parallel park, oh my God, it's a little scary. We want to be comfortable. I challenge you to think. I think we need to challenge people more respectfully, but challenge them more, and that gives them the ability to think and step up and take some responsibility. Because, well, I think responsibility is a part of growing up and being a good human being. But again, let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. Make sure you subscribe to Wingman Wisdom. Please help us grow the channel by sharing it on social media with your family and friends that enjoy RVing and camping, and spread the word that we have a very big virtual campfire and everyone is invited. Again, thanks for watching. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.